Hello, this is Walter with the Integrity team at Keller Williams. Today on Ask a Realtor, we're speaking with Chris on how to become a realtor. All right, Chris, so we have a few questions that are going to be coming in, but kind of give me a background as to why you became a realtor and what are some of the things you enjoy about it?
I got interested in real estate when I was 19 years old, and I saw it as a way of building wealth on the side while I was still in the military. And when I retired from the military, I'd had a couple of bad experiences with some realtors, and I didn't want others to go through that experience like I did. So I decided that it would be a great opportunity for me to help other people and to be an advisor and help them build wealth like I wanted to.
Okay, awesome. And questions are coming in pretty quickly here. So the first question here is, how long did it take for you to become a realtor?
I took the course pretty quickly. I took an online course. It only took me 2 weeks to actually complete the study materials. I was very focused. I wasn't working at the time. So I was able to get through the coursework very quickly. That's not the intention of the course. But after I'd completed the coursework, I took 1 week to study for the test. And I passed the test on my first try. So 3 weeks in total before I had passed the test and I was eligible for my license. 2 days after I had passed the test, 3 days after I'd passed the test is when I actually paid my fees, and the next day my license was active.
Okay, gotcha. All right, let's see here. So why the Integrity team? Why did you choose the Integrity team?
I had looked at a couple of different places, but the Integrity team was the only location that offered a teamwork environment. Being prior military, I really like the aspect of working in a team environment where you're working together toward a consolidated goal and having others help you along. And that's what really has been beneficial to me, is being in that kind of an environment rather than having to figure it out on my own and ask people questions who may or may not have time for me.
Okay, yeah, that sounds pretty solid. Here's a good question too. I bet everybody has this question. How much do you get paid as a realtor?
So as a realtor, you get paid on commissions, so you don't get paid until you actually complete the sale. And each house, so for instance, I am a buyer's agent. I represent buyers who are looking to purchase homes. And my services are free to those buyers. However, the listing agent takes a commission for selling a person's home, and in most cases, that commission is then split. What you'll see oftentimes is a 6% commission rate charged by the listing agent, and then that will be split between the listing agent and the buyer's agent. Now, that's not necessarily the entirety of what you get, because depending on the brokerage that you work for, there's a portion of that that goes toward the brokerage for various fees. You also have to spend money for your marketing and your licensing and your access fees on a monthly basis. So that's just the basics of how you get paid.
Okay, sounds good. So have a little bit saved up before you kind of do this venture, would you say?
Absolutely. I think you need to have a little bit of money saved up, because even if you get your first contract within days of actually getting your license, you're still having to wait the time period until that deal closes before you're going to see a paycheck.
Okay.
And the average agent takes about 6 months to get their first sale. So you have to consider all of your living expenses that you're going to spend during that time frame, whether it be food, fuel, housing, and utilities. And then you also have to consider any expenses that you have for work. It's essentially like owning your own business, because you become an independent contractor.
Okay.
So you have to consider all of the business costs, licensing fees, desk fees, access fees to the multiple list system,
right,
things of that nature, all encompassed in that period that you're paying for until you actually close your first deal.
Okay, and that kind of touch bases on another question. Looks like I've heard there's a lot of fees to become a realtor. Can you elaborate on some of those fees? So some of those fees you're talking about, that's just the name of the game type thing in becoming a realtor.
The first thing is you have to pay for your school. Once you've completed the school, you actually have to pay to take the exam. After you've passed the exam, so if you have to take the exam multiple times, you have to pay each time to take the exam. Once you've completed the exam and you've passed, then you have to pay your licensing fee. Once your license is active, excuse me, let me step back a little bit. But before you can get your license, you have to have your fingerprints done and pay for a background check, and that's part of it. Then you have to pay to activate your license. Once that is activated, you need to have access to the local multiple listing system, which is where all of when you are selling a property, it gets uploaded into that system so that everybody can come see it, and it feeds all of the websites like Zillow and Trulia and Realtor.com and things of that nature, so that people can actually actively see it, and buyers agents can look in there and find properties for their buyers and things of that nature. And there's a monthly access fee for that. Now, depending on the brokerage that you are working for, there is what's known as a desk fee, and that pays for various administrative access, as well as some marketing. Again, that depends on the brokerage, and that can range anywhere from a couple $100 or just a simple. There's some brokerages that merely charge a transaction fee for every time that you conduct a transaction, a sale, or on the buy side, all the way up to $900 to $1,000 depending on the brokerage.
Okay, which that actually kind of ties into this next question here. So it seems expensive. Is it worth it? What are some of the benefits of being a realtor?
I do believe it's worth it. You get to work with people on a regular basis. You get to advise people. Home ownership is often considered part of the American dream, and it's amazing to see the excitement in people's eyes when they find that right home, and you can help them get into that home. Or even somebody who's looking to invest in property and maybe build their wealth in property, and it's when you see the light bulb come on that they're really appreciative of the education, the advising that you give them as they're going through the process. That's really where I see the benefits in it most. There is a lot of opportunities. Yes, there are fees, but if you compare expenses as a real estate agent to the expenses of a startup business or a startup franchise, the fees are really nominal when you compare it to something of that nature.
Okay. And let's see here. So going back to talking about getting started, taking your tests and stuff like that, did the integrity team help you out with that in any way, or are you kind of on your own?
No, I had a tremendous amount of help from the members of the integrity team. I asked a lot of questions. We had pretty regular sessions where all the members of the team would be kind of in a circle and just kind of asking and providing feedback, and whether it was study tips or different materials that could be used, such as flashcards, or you can look up, hey, this website has great material, or this is an app that you can use to help you study, things of that nature, and all of that came from the team members.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that. Just a lot of people say they have a team in real estate, and from what I've experienced, the team at the integrity team is more of an actual group of people that are working together comparatively to other teams that they just share the same office. Would you agree with that, or do you get that same feeling?
I absolutely would agree with that. In fact, I was actually speaking with a client this morning, and one of the things that I was explaining to her is that we as a team, we keep track of, so if one of the team members are working with a buyer and they're looking for a specific house or looking in a specific area, and I see something that they haven't seen, I'm going to let them know, hey, isn't this what your buyer's looking for? Or this seems to fit the description. What do you think? Is it worth showing to your buyer? And the same thing is reciprocated with me. The team members know the clients that I'm working for, or working with, is also a proper term, but the clients that I'm working with, and they're aware of what they're looking for. So if they see something that fits that description, they're very quick to let me know. It's a consolidated goal that we're going toward as a team, and it's a great environment.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's great for not only you, but the clients as well, because then they get to work with the benefits of having all those other people on the team helping out. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
All right, we got another question here. So where can I get information about joining the integrity team?
Well, we do have a recruiting ad that goes out on Facebook. We also have a recruiting ad that goes out to, I know, Indeed as well. Those are the two websites that I know of off the top of my head, but I would have to get with our admin staff to see exactly where they're marketing those two. Those are the two places that I would start with. I know that our recruiter is very active in making sure that she talks to you and lets you know exactly what to expect and what you're getting into before you even get here and actually kind of learn more about the team and get to see what's going on. So it's a very hands-on process, but it's well worth it.
Okay. That brings up a question that I had. What would you say, how do you cut the mustard to get onto the integrity team? Or if someone was thinking about joining the integrity team, what tips would you give them to help get in the group? Because it seems like there's an established culture. We want to make sure that obviously they're going to be a good fit. Or
Heart, determination, and hard work is where I would say the most of it comes. You're going to learn things as you go. The environment is going to change. The market is going to change. Just the nature of working a job where you're getting paid commissions. There's going to be times when a lot of money's coming in, and there may be times when not so much money is coming in. As long as you're willing to go with that and work with the team, I think that you'd be a great fit.
Awesome, awesome. All right. Well, let's see here. Got a couple other questions coming in. So do you think if you had to relate this into someone else as far as defining a different relationship with other regular agents, what is the difference with the integrity team agents, I guess?
The nice thing about the integrity team is because we do work on a team and the way that things are done around here is that we're not focused on how much the house is. We're not focused on the commission.
Okay.
We work on a team. We do a lot of business as a team. We're not focused on, if I was a single agent and I needed that paycheck to help my family survive, I would be more focused on how much that individual is looking to purchase for and making sure that they purchase quickly and things of that nature. And I may not necessarily be focused on the client and their needs and what their goals are. And because of the way that we are arranged, we can focus on the client more so than anything else.
Okay, that makes sense. So kind of a funny question from one of our viewers here. They really like your tie. Where'd you get that tie? You got a certain place you shop at?
No, the tie came with a shirt. It was one of those little box packages. It came with 2 ties.
All right.
I appreciate the question, though.
Yeah.
I liked it. Yeah.
You got some fans on. You're going to be internet famous here.
Oh, there we go.
Come to the integrity team and watch our ties. All right. Well, I think we're probably about good for questions. I appreciate you taking out the time. And
absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Definitely. And join us next week when we'll talk about more fun and amazing realtor stuff.